everyone, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another homeschool day in the life with our family. This is back by popular demand. I'm going to walk you guys through what a homeschool morning, afternoon looks like for our family of 4. My kids are ages 10, 8, 5, and 2. And so really I have the 2 oldest that are in formal school. We follow a Charlotte Mason school and primarily Ambleside online and simply Charlotte Mason. So if this video sounds helpful to you, then give it a thumbs up and check this out. Okay, so we're gonna first start with our morning time. This is where we do a lot of our enrichment studies as a family. We get to gather together, spend some time with one another before the girls and eventually the boys as well go their separate ways and do their independent work. And so I'm gonna show you, this is a different day than we did in my previous Homeschool With Us video. And so I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do in today's morning hour as a family. This handy dandy little chart, which just makes it easy for me to grab the things that I'm rotating. So today we are doing Bible, reading a poem, singing our folk song or review, a section of our composer study, Spanish lesson, and then a little bit of our read aloud. So this will encompass our morning time. Taking a look at the books that we will be going through. This is our Spanish. We are almost done with Runaway Ralph, which has been a pretty fun book. This is where I keep my hymns and poems. This is the Bible we're going through. And then this is the opera study that someone so graciously shared with us for free on the Ambleside Facebook group. So if you're not part of that Facebook group, I will link it down below. But there is a lady in there that has created some of these guides. And so this is just an easy way for us to go through that. And Juliet will be reading our poem today.
What I brought today by Lee Jacobs.
Nice. Sin isn't in charge anymore. Can you sit by me?
Yeah.
Okay. You gonna say hi?
Hi.
Okay. From the day Adam and Eve gave into Satan's temptation and disobeyed God, sin was in charge of their lives. All of their children, including us, are just like them. We can't stop sinning even if we would want to. Jesus, like a slave, isn't free to make his or her own choices. We aren't free to follow God while sin is in charge. No one can escape sin and the death that comes with it. Our current folk song that we have been working on, it's called The Log Driver's Waltz. It is on the Ambleside YouTube playlist. And this is like, I think, one of our favorite folk songs we have ever learned. So we are going to go ahead and sing that. Burling down and down white water. That's where the log driver learns to step lightly. Yes, burling down and down white water. Log driver waltz pleases girls completely. To please both my parents, I've had to give way and dance with the doctors and merchants and lawyers. Their manners are fine, but their feet are of clay. And there's none with the style of my log driver, for he goes back. Apparently we're having a wrestle break. Next subject is on Wednesdays we do our composer study. Now I have mentioned in the past that we also have a co-op on Wednesdays twice a month. So we have just started term 3 2 weeks ago. So this is actually our first day doing the opera study. So it's a downloaded PDF as well, which is helpful because then... Oh, excuse me guys, they won't be able to hear me. So then I can actually just click the direct links to either read more or to listen to the songs right on YouTube. And then with our handy dandy speakers, it's really nice and loud. Okay, so because this is our first day doing the opera study, we are just going to learn a little bit about what opera is, and then I'm going to play the first part of Verdi's opera Ada from the Triumphal March, and then we'll just, whenever we get a Wednesday that we don't have co-op or something, we'll just listen to some opera, talk a little bit about it, and it's just, basically you're just getting a little enrichment study of opera, and they'll get to listen to some of them over the course of the term. All right, so girls, what do you think of when I say opera? Right, okay, so hopefully we'll bust that myth today. And then we're gonna go to Spanish, and so we also use the audio on my laptop for that. We will do this lesson that we are currently working on, lesson 22, and then we will review one old lesson, and that has been a great way for us to work through this book. We are about halfway done with it, so it's been really great. I think we've all enjoyed learning Spanish. Okay, so then we finished our other half of our chapter, so that is it for family studies. And so it is 10:30, which is about right. And so now the girls are going to go to their independent work, and I'll show you again their sheets. So I shared these before, but these checkoff sheets allow for me not to write out work every single week. And so this is just done for the term, and then they just have to check off whatever they need to do. And so I made these on Canva. And so this is my daughter who's in term 3 of year 4 ambleside. So this is what she has to do today, and we break up a lot of the readings. So like George Washington's World, we had it 2 days, we added a third day so she could break it up even more if she wanted. Geography, she'll read from home geography, so we'll go over these. But anyway, there's short readings because we break them up to so many days. And then she just has to do a math lesson, and she'll do a language lesson, which we do the Using Spelling Language Well from Simply Charlotte Mason. So we'll walk you through that as well, because I've had some questions for an update on book 2, which she is in. So that is what my 10-year-old has to do today. So she will go off and get a little bit of her independent work done while I overview my 8-year-old doing her math. And so sometimes on Wednesdays we have co-op, so I don't try to put too many things on Wednesdays, but we already did our island story.
We put stuff on Wednesdays, but not stuff that only gets done like every
week. Right, yeah. It's a little strategy.
Like these things.
Yeah. So we already did our island story yesterday, so she's just going to do her Bible reading, and then we're going to read half a chapter of The Wind in the Willows, because we have 2 chapters left from term 2, so we've been kind of just putting that in here and there. And then she also has to do math and language. They actually already did their piano and violin, so we're going to go at it. That's my little math wizard over here. So we use Matthew C. We love Matthew C. We've been using it since the beginning. My mom used it with my younger siblings, and so I was exposed to Matthew C. quite a bit, just because of seeing them use it and then helping her teach some of them. And so I knew Matthew C. was what I wanted to go with. So Juliet is in Gamma, which is multiplication. So she might be finishing that actually this year. She's in lesson 23. She says she's going to finish it. But Matthew C. lessons are short, to the point, no fluff. They are definitely Charlotte Mason style because of that, and also with the use of manipulatives. So I do have a video review of Matthew C. and a live lesson that I will link down below. If you have just questions about Matthew C., you can definitely drop them for me. But we are a lover of that, so she is just working through her double-digit multiplication that she learned a couple of days ago. So this is when, if she needs me, I'm available. And Adelaide usually likes to go find somewhere quiet to do her independent work. I'm going to mix up my daily elixir here, and then sometimes I can sneak away to clean up from breakfast, which usually gets left till I have a break. And Adelaide is doing her geography.
Can you do this? You didn't make me do this last time, so I don't think I'll do the make a picture with spring in a book flowing from it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Draw tall grassy plants that grow near it. Write the names of all the rivers you've seen. That'd be like a giant list.
Yeah.
And this one, write the following, and water falling out of the ground is called a spring.
Yeah, we learned about that when we did Madame How and Why, basically. A lot of that overlaps sometimes.
Yeah.
But she just reads a couple of lessons from this, short lessons from
Once a week.
the home geography from Long.
This one's on Wednesday.
My sons are somewhere. I think they're outside playing in the front yard. But we recently just finished our chicken coop, so we got 12 more chickens. So we had to upgrade the chicken coop there, and so now we have 18 chickens. And the sun is out after raining all morning, and the grass is growing green. My little elixir here, Mommy Energy Elixir, and then got the dishes done. I'm gonna go back and check on Juliet. Little man's came inside to have a snack, right? Growing 5-year-old right there, getting big. So I gotta share this diffuser blend because it smells so good. I've been pumping it this morning, but I came back downstairs, and you know when you leave a room, your like system is like reset, and so you smell it again. Anyway, so I just did like a couple of drops of each, probably like 5 drops of each, juniper, cedarwood, and tangerine. It's a really deep, musky like aroma, really good for, these are some of my favorites in the schoolroom, juniper and cedarwood, and then I like to have like citrus oils down here as well. Peppermint is a great one to diffuse in the schoolroom too, but I usually start that first thing in the morning, and then just when we're in and out of the schoolroom, we just have these lovely smells pumping, which are just so invigorating and also calming at the same time. So just gonna sit down here with Juliet while she does her work. Okay, so me and Juliet just did her lesson in the Using Spelling, Using Language Well from Simply Charlotte Mason. I have a whole review of this curriculum. We love it. Used it with my oldest. She's in book 2. It's very simple, so Juliet will not have to do handwriting on this day either because she is transcribing exercise 50 in her best handwriting, so there's no reason for her to do more handwriting practice. That's enough writing for one day, and sometimes these are even shorter or longer. So this is her first year doing the Using Language Well, and so usually they end around lesson 70 for their first year. So we do it twice a week, and she's right on course for that. So I'm just going to leave her to it. Her lesson was on what a subject is in a lesson. So we learned about what a subject is, and then just gives you a little short example. So in this example, she said the subject was the question. And then we also talked about the contraction that was in this example. So the contraction was let's, and she figured out that it was for let us. That's what the contraction was replacing. So really like the simple way that Using Language Well approach is the grammar and language. And we have, these are from Easter. Got sent home from Grandma, so that's fun. Leftover Easter candy. And Michael joined us. He came down and decided to play with his Play-Doh. So he's got this super fun Play-Doh set. We have been buying these for a couple of years now. They're the Young, Wild, and Freeman Play-Doh sets.
Can I show them which one it is?
Sure. This is such a cool
it's like
set.
A night one.
Knights and Dragons. He got this one for Christmas from his grandma.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because it's got dragons and knights.
Oh.
So
Dragon cages.
Dragon cages.
Oh, we've got
We have quite the collection.
Mountains.
Yeah.
Race car one, dinosaur. It's Bill's dragon. Another unicorn one and a farm one.
Yeah, we have a lot. Yeah, you got the letters to spell dragon.
Yeah, and there's mountains, and there's one more thing. Dragon, this is a dragon cage. And we've got and a volcano.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you need like screen-free busy time activity, I'll have to share some more of our favorites, but we definitely love these Young, Wild, and Freeman Playman kits. Barefoot and happy. I think they're still collecting worms outside. I'm enjoying some book. We're finishing up a book here for our book club. And Adelaide is doing her math lesson, and she is an epsilon, so she has been working on fractions. Right now she is learning how to add fractions with different denominators. So these overlays are pretty cool so that you can kind of visualize the fractions and change them to have the same denominator. So we're going to break for lunch soon. As you can see, it's been a full day of school. But I just did language with Adelaide. So we had done her lesson previously. So she just needed to dictate, which means I read it to her. And then she writes it out after she's covered what she feels comfortable with. So she did really good. She's been getting better and better at keep remembering like where commas are and periods, end of sentences. So there's just these 2 words that we needed to write properly. Otherwise, she did a really good job dictating that. And so she is reading her last book, Men of the Mississippi. So I'll just kind of explain here on her chart that we use from Ambleside. We're between like week 2 and 3 right now. So the answering the cry, the reason I put these on Wednesdays is because sometimes we have things going on, so we don't always have school on Wednesdays. And so you can see here in week 3, she doesn't have answering the cry for freedom. And then actually next time she wouldn't have geography, the Men of the Mississippi. So these ones are really nice that way, that they rotate. And so she actually doesn't have that one today. So she is finishing her last reading. It is 12:20. And then I will read probably half a chapter of Wind in the Willows with my 8-year-old. And that will be wrapping up our school for today. And we're going to break for some lunch. Adelaide hiding out my room once more for her last book. What did you read?
I said that we learned this at the Maple field trip, that canoe frames were shelved with birch bark.
Oh, yeah.
In the north.
Right. Yep. By the Indians. So Adelaide's reading her last book. It's a good day. Hello, friends. So wrapping up this day in the life school day. We have a really quiet afternoon. Actually, that was it. We don't typically finish school by like 1 o'clock. Sometimes we kind of have some things after lunch, but we were done. Maybe sharing the day motivated the girls to stay on task. But I will say, as I've shared in previous homeschool videos, planning videos that I've shared on this channel, ever since we incorporated our new routine and using those wipe off sheets just with like clear understanding of what needs to be done, it has improved our lives dramatically. From like 2 years ago when I didn't really have things clearly written out for our girls. So they thrive on that. It's really important that they know the expectations so that they understand when they're done, they're done. So after lunch, they went on to their afternoon routine. They got their chores done, family contributions, and they went outside to play. So they're outside playing now. My 5-year-old decided to take a little nap here on the couch, and my 2-year-old is taking his nap. So this is actually the day this week that we have no plans. I really try hard to do that at least once a week. Like sometimes we have violin, or I have piano lessons, or we have nature hikes with friends. I really try to keep one day completely free. So my plan this afternoon is I'm going to make a loaf of banana bread with some really ripe bananas. Adelaide is going to make some chocolate chip cookies later because she's doing like a project for her Sunday school class where she is going to be thinking unselfishly and thinking about how can she show Christ through her actions. And so we talked about it on Monday when she looked at like her Sunday school assignment, and she decided that she would write to her great grandmas. So she did that, and then she wanted to make cookies for her neighbors. So that was her way of wanting to show Christ's love. So she's going to do that this afternoon. I'm going to record a whole bunch of curriculum that I've been gathering and getting over the last 2 weeks for you guys. So I'm going to record that video, and I might just read a book or putz around, do some, I don't know, decluttering. I like to just have one of these days because it's just healthy for us to have a slow day. And it happened to be a rainy day today, so even more reason to just stay inside. So I hope this video was helpful, And if you have any questions about our schedule or routine or things you want to see, then just leave them down below. Your input has been so helpful. I have so many ideas to share over the course of the spring, so I will be sure to get on those. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I'll see you next time. Bye.